GameStop. Y'all gonna take our stores.
We'll see what happens.
We're trying to buy new controllers together. My controller buddies, where y'all?
Attention GameStop just merged with the Red Box.
Right. Get rid of some more jobs.
They seem to be lasting.
Man, that's how they. Man, I don't understand how they keep adding jobs and they keep taking jobs away.
That's
you know
crazy.
what I mean?
Mila, you said your friend missed out on 30 stacks or 30 stock options this morning.
Huh? Monday. Yeah. You got to clarify.
Yeah, is it stocks or are you talking about stacks? Like, is it money?
Yeah, man. It's like with these companies merging, though. You pretty much you gonna be able to go to McDonald's and not have to see nobody. Number one, repeat.
Right.
Go through. You see the machine make your burger, drive off. Right.
It's gonna be like the vending machine. It's just gonna dump it out at the bottom.
So they keep taking these type of jobs. What type of jobs could they possibly add if it's not manufacturing? Sitting there, you know, messing around, have everybody in the basement making soccer balls.
Missed out on $30,000 in cash with what? Messing with the stock market?
All by not messing with GameStop. But it's all finna go down.
Yeah,
it's a little scheme by the fans.
It's wild. You got to think that you know, the market's driven by the consumer anyway. Yeah. So at the end of the day, depending if you're going to buy Apple, if you're going to buy Nike, if you're going to buy, you know, shit from Amazon, whatever the case may be, it's all driven by the consumer. So if we stop buying, the shit will plummet. You know what I mean? If we don't buy, I mean, if we buy, it's going to, obviously, it's going to climb. So it makes it more valuable. What do you guys think about this $15 an hour minimum wage?
About damn time. $15 about damn time. Everything, the price of everything been going up except for the price of labor.
Right.
Everything else, eggs are double, but I'm still making the same amount. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's how they control everything with the money. If I got to pay more rent in 2 years than I have to right now,
it's inflation.
And I'm still making, if my raise ain't keeping up with that,
right? And
then people coming straight in, how you do that from the bottom?
Well, if you think about this, man, and you add it up, right? If you do $15 an hour times 40, you're not even $500 a week. Okay, so, and the cost of living, like you said, it keeps climbing, right? So a cost of a coffee at a gas station is $1.50 or $1.60 or whatever. Gallon of gas it fluctuates so much, you know, between $2.30 and $3. You know what I mean? Or I should say from $1.89 to $3. Now, if it fluctuates that much, should your pay scale fluctuate too? Should you keep getting more money and less money according to what the climate is? Now, all these jobs for fast food were never meant to be a full-time job position for an adult.
Right.
They were made for kids to have part-time jobs and get money from, to start out to have some income. You know what I mean? Right. But
now the machines taking the jobs. Being a McDonald's employee is
right.
Good for a lot of people right now.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Ain't nothing else to do.
The thing is that when they start going to kiosks and they start going to all these machines and stuff, that eliminates the $15 an hour.
Right.
If you noticed, a lot of McDonald's
self-driving trucks,
they have already implemented the kiosk where there's only like 2 or 3 people manning the entire facility, and the rest is all kiosks.
I ain't been inside of McDonald's in a while. It's like that.
Well, my nephew work at it out here in Oak Creek on 13th and Ryan.
Yep.
They got like
6,
one
probably
cash register.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe one, maybe 2 cash registers, and then behind you,
the digital
1, 2,
kiosk.
3, 4 of those things where you go up, make your own order, swipe your card, and then get your food.
Yep.
They gonna start scanning the chip, dog. I'm done.
Yep.
Walk in there like, we don't have jalapenos. How y'all know what the fuck I want?
But it's no, and you know, you can save your order. You can go in there and you set up your account, and it'll tell you what you've previously ordered.
Damn.
It's wild. It's crazy.
Pretty soon it's gonna be one robot, Ronald McDonald. Like,
Y'all phones been doing this ever since Gotti came and had his camera. I've been getting ads on my phone for the same type of camera.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
that's
On
crazy.
my Facebook and all that, I've been getting ads for that same camera.
It's crazy, man.
And why Ronald McDonald ain't never got on no hairnet? I just noticed that.
It's a wig.
He ain't got on no hairnet.
He ain't in the back in the kitchen cooking.
Right.
That's a special recipe.
It's the same thing with the King from Burger King.
You motherfuckers ain't wearing no hairnet, motherfuckers.
But
Let's see that versus Ronald versus the King.
right, I want to see that. How many people you serve, bitch? No. Oh man, but yeah, I don't know, man. I think that this cost of living thing and minimum wage $15. I honestly think it should be more for an adult, for adults. Okay, and when I say that, I'm saying 18 years and up. If you're living on your own, minimum wage should be higher. And there should be a cap on what landlords can charge for rent for certain size homes. You know what I mean? If you have a 2-bedroom apartment, it's this many square feet, you can only charge X amount of dollars. Right. Now, some guy will, because it's in a nicer climate, it's $1,800, and then you got to do twice the rent and first month's deposit and all that stuff to stay here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that.
Man, most of these landlords getting over on people because people don't fight because they bogus and the landlord bogus, so don't nobody want to tell nothing. But
Right.
most of them getting played because you got people who rent get raised every month. How?
Right, yeah.
You only supposed to be raising the rent when it's been renovations done and
Yep.
specific things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got places where, man,
I definitely got played on a rent to own. Man, look,
rent to own to get you real
they
shit.
got
Oh,
back.
yeah.
We in court
You
right now. This check gonna look real nice when we done, Miss Ivana.
Yeah. So it's, and those things too, man, when you do rent to own or a land contract or whatever the case is, those things, what do you call it? You got to make sure the paperwork is right because the landlord pretty much has done scams their whole, not all of them, but the ones that are scamming people have been doing scams since they started doing property. You know what I mean?
This
And-
lady cold, man.
Man,
That's
we
what I'm
had a
saying.
store that's how we lost the store like that. The owner sold the store, like the building.
Yeah.
And the new owners just started showing up one day like, we need to see the basement. You walk up into the store talking about we need to see our basement. Like, who the fuck is you?
I bought the building. Yeah.
So eventually he come out, he bought the building, and we knowing like how the hell he bought this building, and this building got all kind of liens and everything
Yeah.
on it. But what people doing is it's a buyer's market, and people got cash and they cutting corners. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he had the building listed. He wanted $75,000 for it. The buyer come through with 45 cash money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So he hurry up and take that. Now they done
They ain't
made
checking
the
none of them
sale.
prick.
Didn't check nothing, right?
Yeah.
So
You kind of own it now.
Now he own it. He own it now, but it ended
Kinda.
up costing him.
It
'Cause
cost
when
him
went-
more. He
when
had to
went
pay the
down to the
liens.
city. He had to pay all due debts to get
The deed.
the deed.
Yeah.
They gave him
Double
a deal though
bubble.
because they was like he wasn't even supposed to sell this property. You'd have known that if you'd have went and bought it the right way. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah, if
But
we would have went in and
best
said,
thing
hey,
we can do for you is we'll cut it in half, 50%.
damn,
Double bubble.
that's crazy.
So
My
what-
bad, I forgot to mention.
And you'll be like,
That's one of them
well, dude
deals.
took a $30,000 loss.
tell you
But when
that.
you think about it, no, he didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wanted 75, he got 45, and he got all his debt cleared.
Right.
Wow.
Everybody win.
Joey Jean said, I paid $880 for a studio apartment in Waukesha, and it was only 350 square feet. That's crazy. He was getting robbed. But see,
Man,
that's
you
what I'm
better turn
saying.
that into a store.
Right. What I'm saying is, there has to be some sort of guideline. Like, okay, you got a 2-bedroom with kitchen and dining room, blah blah, whatever, X amount of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Versus that same thing, 3 blocks over, instead of being $1,200, was $550.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like landlords have to set up a certain, or not landlords, like landlords and tenants should have a thing where it's like, okay, for this square footage and 2 bedrooms, you should be paying this. I mean, there could be a little bit of leeway, like, yeah, $60, not $450. You know what I'm saying? In how much of a difference. But the thing
Man, I done
is that,
seen people in a duplex paying 2 different amounts.
right, and they live next to each other.
They live up, top, down,
Yeah, that's what I'm
stairs
saying,
from each
yeah.
other. And got 2 different, one rent higher than the other.
Man.
Yeah,
House is identical.
right.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you know, when you give all the brakes to the bottom, and they already winning up top, you kind of squeeze in the middle. You know what I mean? So with these people that have to pay the $15 an hour, and they are small business owners, and they already crunching when they paying people $10 an hour.
Right.
It puts all that pressure on that small business owner.
It
But-
does.
Yeah, but in a sense, what I see with a lot of these small businesses, they need to remember they're a fucking small business. You just getting started. This your first couple months in business, and you got 5 employees. What
Yeah,
the
you're
fuck
going
is you
overboard, right?
Right, yeah.
doing? You know what I mean?
It just depends. Now, see, it depends on how you're doing business, too. Now, you running a business without any loans? Because when you do your loans and you do your business plan, you set up for how many employees you need, and their whole year's salary has to go into that loan. So now you could cover their loan. I mean, you could cover their wages. So it just depends on how you set the structure up. Now, if you say, look, I'm going into business and I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and I only opted for 2 employees, and now I got 8. Now you put yourself in the hole,
Right.
because now you got to cover those other dollars, and that's a big thing. So now you have to think when you create this business plan, because most people, when you go into business, you have to have a plan.
Right.
You don't just say, "Hey, man, I'm opening up. My doors are open. Come on in."
Yeah.
It does, I mean, some shit can work that way, but when you got 15 people, you have to make sure that they got money in their pocket. It's a whole different animal.
That back end,
Yeah.
right?
So this is what I'm saying. You got to make sure that when you go into business, your structure and your plan is proper, so that you can take care of the people that are employed by you.
I would just think that paying more, as much as I think everybody should get paid more, but I'm trying to look at it from both sides of the fence.
Right.
I think paying more would directly affect companies for hiring as much. If I got to pay $15 an hour and my budget is $100 an hour,
Right.
now I have to divide that up between 4 people instead of 6. Probably do the math wrong, but y'all get the point.
No,
You know
right?
what I mean?
Yeah. But see, that's once again cost of goods. What are you selling? So
Right.
you got to remember, if
Which
it,
then is
you
going to
know, yeah.
affect prices. If
a
I have to
bag.
pay.
Let's say McDonald's, right? Example, they pay. Let's just say round numbers for an example. They pay $5 for a bag of French fries, but that bag of French fries is going to yield 60 actual things of fries.
Man, 2 double cheeseburgers was $5.27. I
Right.
remember they was on the dollar menu.
But that's what I'm saying. So, but you're looking at the inflation cost. So you're looking at this thing of French fries that you buy in a dollar menu,
Right.
Right? And they made 60 of them. So now they made $60 on that bag of French fries that was only $5. So their profit margin is $55.
Right.
Okay. So if they do this for every bag of fries they're ripping through every single day, that's paying their rent and their overhead alone, just on French fries.
Right.
Now think of all the other stuff that they're selling. You know what I mean? So there's
McDonald's ain't got no excuse. They got over 1 billion people served.
Right.
right.
Y'all
So-
been doing this too long. Y'all
They
ain't got
got
no
some
excuse.
money.
So
Get them 15. They
what has
build
to
the
happen?
brand new ones all the time.
Right. But it has there's checks and balances, right? So this is why we've already been through inflation. We've gone through inflation since we were little. Sair and I can tell you when we were little, you could go buy bread for 15 cents a loaf.
Right.
Now that same damn loaf of bread from Mrs. Butterworth
And what was
is how
minimum
much?
wage back then?
$2. Eggs?
Yeah.
Eggs were what, 50 cents for a dozen?
Pull out this calculator real
No, so you know
so
what
we
I'm
get
saying?
a little example for
So
y'all.
right now, through
So
the
what was minimum wage y'all think when bread was 15 cents?
$3.25, wasn't it? Or
Something like
$3.75?
Okay.
You had 2 minimum wages, depending on where you work.
Yeah, and then-
you was a server, like a waitress.
Yeah,
or
that's
something,
different because
it
you
was
get the
less.
tips. You know what I mean?
Right. But you got to remember too, it's there was an adult minimum wage and a child minimum wage.
Yeah.
And then when you're a server, because you work off of tips, that minimum wage is still what, like 380 something?
I think